Hi everyone, Kathy from Kathy's Vegan Kitchen. We're making something a little different today. It's called bulgogi, and what it is a Korean dish which is typically made with meat. But obviously, we're not going to make it with meat. We're going to make it with mushrooms instead, and we're going to make it into a sandwich. But you have other options. If you don't want to make the sandwich I'm going to end up making today, you can put it in a bowl of white rice or jasmine rice or brown rice with the other fixings that we're going to put on it, or you can make lettuce wraps, or you can even make Korean tacos. So first we're going to make the sauce that's going to marinate these mushrooms, and we need to marinate the mushrooms overnight. So I'm just going to make the sauce and the mushrooms, and we'll come back tomorrow and finish the actual dish itself. So what you need is 1 Asian pear. If you can't find an Asian pear, you can use a Bartlett pear, or you can also use an apple, and you can leave the skin right on it. Okay? Then we have 1/2 onion chopped. We have a tablespoon and a half of maple syrup. We have a 1/2 inch of fresh ginger. We have 1/3 of a cup of soy sauce, and I use the low sodium kind. You can also use tamari or liquid aminos if you choose. And 2 tablespoons of rice vinegar, 2 cloves of garlic, and we have some spicy miso sauce called gochujang. And if you can't find this, you can just use sriracha instead. This is super hot, so you want 1 teaspoon, and that's it. Then you're going to put your top on the blender. There was a little hair stuck in there. Okay, now I have large portobello mushrooms. You need 1.5 pounds, and you want to cut them super thin, kind of like the thin meat that they actually use for the sandwich. So I took a knife and I cleaned out all the gills, and what we're going to do is a plastic bag or a container of any kind. You're going to place your mushrooms into the bag or the container. And 1.5 pounds of large portobello mushrooms was 6 portobello mushrooms, big ones. You can also use little portobellos, but you'd probably need more. Okay, then you're going to take your marinade. And you're going to pour it inside the bag with the mushrooms. And then we're going to zip it up. And then you want to move your mushrooms around, shaking and baking. We're going to move them around so they all get coated. And then you're going to put them in the refrigerator overnight. As you see, the mushrooms are all marinated. I marinated them overnight, so they've soaked up all the stuff. But we don't want to dump everything into the pan. You first want to heat a wok or a large skillet, and you want to pull the mushrooms out and kind of get rid of some of the marinade. You don't want to dump it all in. We're going to use the marinade as it cooks, but we don't want to dump it and do it too quickly. So we're going to put all the mushrooms into the pan for our bulgogi sandwich. And again, you can serve this on rice, in lettuce wraps, as a taco. I'm just making a sandwich today. So all the options will be in the blog post, just so you get an idea. Whoops. Gotta get them all out of here. Okay, that does it. Okay, we're gonna save this marinade because we're gonna dump some in as it cooks. Whoops, not by the pan, not by the heat though. I'm gonna move this around a bit. It smells wonderful. Okay, now while this is cooking, we're going to make a kimchi mayonnaise. So I have 1/3 of a cup of cashew mayo that I made. And I have 1/4 cup of kimchi. And what I did was I squeezed it out so there's not a lot of juice in there because you don't want your mayo to be runny. And it's going to be kind of a spicy mayo. Again, the kimchi, it depends on the spice level that you like. Okay, now I have some ciabatta rolls that are sourdough. They're oil-free. I bought them at the grocery store. I bought them at Fry's, which is an equivalent to a Kroger. And there's a brand that does a pre-baked version, and they have no oil or anything. And these need to pop into the oven at 375 for 10 minutes. It's usually less than that, though, but we'll see. Put a timer on that. Okay, now we're going to cook these around. As you can see, there's more water releasing from the mushrooms, so we just need to let them cook. It's on medium high. We're going to let them cook and get all done because you want all of this marinade to go away. In the meantime, I have sliced cucumbers very thin, and I did them kind of sideways so they fit better on a sandwich, and they're thinner. And I have some pickled red onions. I have some thin tomato slices. I have some lettuce. I have some cilantro. And then obviously we're going to use this mayo on the sandwich as well. Throw that in the sink. And the bread is toasting and the mushrooms are cooking away. Okay. See how these are doing. As you can see, the mushrooms have absorbed all of the marinade that was in there. I did not have to add any more marinade. I just used what I initially put in and I threw the rest away. And as soon as they're cooked all the way through and all of the liquid dissipates, we're going to turn off the heat. This took as much time as these took to cook in the oven, 8 minutes. That was it. So now we're going to assemble our sandwich. So we have a base of a ciabatta. You can use any kind of bread you want. You can use French bread. You can use really, anything that you'd like. And what we're going to do is we're going to spoon some kimchi mayo into the crevices of the ciabatta. And these mushrooms are incredible. They're sweet from the pear and they have a slight spiciness to them. They're fabulous. And we're going to put the mushrooms on the sandwich. And on the other side of the ciabatta, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to add a little of the kimchi mayo. And then we're going to add some lettuce, tomato, some cucumbers, some pickled red onions. Whoops, gotta drop one. And Then I'm going to serve this today with some spicy coleslaw, which is also on my blog. And then you add a little cilantro on the top. And here you have a beautiful Korean sandwich. I hope you enjoy. Have a great day. See you next time.